everybody, boys and girls, grandpas and grandmas and great-grandmas and great-grandpas and everybody like that, brothers and sisters. This is the first show, we're going to do a lot of shows, but this is the first show that we're calling Puppy Dog Tales. Puppy Dog Tales. There are two kinds of tales, kids. You should know this. One is, you know, a dog has a tail, right? So a tail goes like this, it goes back and forth. Tail, there's a different kind of tail, which is another name for story. So these are stories not only about puppy dogs, but about anything that we can do. So we have people here from Kendall, who live at Kendall, who are going to be reading or telling you stories. And that's what the program is today. Okay? Any questions? Ding. Okay. Ann Justice is going to be telling or reading the first story. Ann, it's all yours.
We're all good friends. Yeah. Are you going to say hi to me? You. Hi. I have a really nice story. This is the story. It's about a pigeon. Does everybody, have you seen pigeons flying about? But yeah, they fly, they come zooming in and out. Now, this is about a pigeon. You know what he wants to do? He wants to drive the bus. Oh my goodness, I never heard of a bus driven by a pigeon. Now, the driver says, I have to leave for a minute. I'll be right back. Now, while I'm gone, nobody is to touch the bus. Don't let the pigeons touch the bus. And then the pigeon says, I thought he'd never leave. Oh my. Hey, this is a pigeon talking. I can drive the bus. No. Oh, please, please, I'll be careful. No. I tell you what, I'll just steer. My cousin Herb drives the bus every day. No. True story? No. Oh. So the pigeon says, vroom, vroom, vroom. Pigeon at the wheel. No. And the little pigeon says, I never get to do anything. He wants to drive the bus and they won't let him. So, hey, I've got an idea. Let's play drive the bus. I'll go first. No. Come on, just once around the block. And then they're all saying, I'll do it, I'll give you $5. I'll give you my lemonade, and let me drive the bus. Look how mad he is. No. No, that is a bad idea. Look, so he's really miserable. He's got a big black cloud over his head. So look what happens now. Look, I'm back. You didn't let the pigeon drive the bus, did you? No. Uh-oh. So here he is driving away, bye, driving his bus, and the little pigeon is saying, oh, I wanted to drive the bus. So he's dreaming of driving, but he's now planning on driving a truck. Oh, you never know what's going to happen. So thank you for being a really good audience. Bye, everybody.
Okay, boys and girls and everybody else who may be watching this show, our next reader will be somebody with a really interesting name. Her first name is Wheezy, and her last name is Peach, Wheezy Peach. It's a very funny name, and she's a very funny lady. And she's going to read a story that was written by our friend, who you can't see on TV right now, but I see him way back there. His name is Tom Mulligan. So that's Tom's story that Wheezy is going to read. Wheezy?
Hi, everybody. Oh, my hands hurt from clapping. Did your hands hurt from clapping? Hi, that was a good clap.
Well, not me.
Yours don't hurt. Oh, that's great. That's great.
Mine don't hurt.
Yours don't. Well, mine are going to get better. A blow on them. So, now we heard about a pigeon. Guess what this story's about? Can anybody guess? You want to guess what kind of animal?
A pigeon.
No, no more pigeons. Something,
What did we talk about this morning?
some kind of animal. Just guess.
A dinosaur.
Ooh. Well, I better tell you. I'll tell you what it's about because I think we have some good guesses here. It's about baby bears.
Oh, they're so cute.
They're very cute. Has anybody ever seen a bear? Oh my. Wow. Wow. Well, look, here's a story about some. All right, well, listen to this story about baby bears, okay? Many years ago, there was an Air Force radar station that was part of the Army, way up north in a state called Alaska, way up north. And there were no roads in and out to this place. It was a very lonely place with only a dirt strip for airplanes to come in. So, up there, whenever the people living there had a meal, guess what they did with their garbage? Two guys got in a truck and they drove it to a dump. And they were very, very frightened of the dump because there were a lot of wild animals that were waiting to eat the garbage. Lots of wild animals, like they were bears and all sorts of other wild creatures. So they didn't even want to stop the truck and get out because they were too frightened. So they kept on driving and they just threw the garbage out the back and kept on going. Because they did not want to get anywhere near the bears. Now, among the bears, there was a mummy bear and two little cute baby cub bears. And the little bears were about 18 inches long, and they had pudgy little tummies and round little bottoms. Very cute little animals. And they were still nursing from their mommy. So the mummy bear had to go to the dump and eat lots and lots of food so that she could feed all the babies. Well, that's a great idea, except she had a problem. And the problem was a pair of dogs, big dogs. And these dogs lived on the Air Force base for all their lives. Well, here's what these dogs did. Their names, by the way, were Mamie and Ike, and they were kind of a dog called a Malamute. Big, strong dogs that pulled sleds in the wintertime. And Mamie and Ike just hung around the base and they didn't work. They just got fed big bowls of food. And they were fat and happy and playful. And one thing they loved to do was to chase all the little baby bears around.
Oh, they're so cute.
They're very cute, but the poor little baby bears with the big old dogs chasing them. So whenever the garbage truck came, what do you think the bears did? They got frightened. And what do you think the dogs did?
Chase them.
That's right, they chased them around.
Mommy bear come and get away dogs.
Yes, she tried to do that. The mommy bear came and she tried very hard to do that, but she didn't think this was very much fun, and she would go like this with her great big claws and ferocious claws at the end of her paws. And the dogs would run off for a while, but then they just would come back. They'd come back and chase those little well, they had big teeth too, and that's another problem. So Mommy Bear had a plan, and here's the plan. There was, now I'm going to show you a picture first of the bears when they're on a, look at that. They don't see, you see how, aren't they cute? But you can see that the bears know how to climb.
I think that bear, the tiny bear, the making
They're very cute little bears. They
have long claws and they can climb up
can
trees.
climb with long claws. And that's what the mommy bear thought she would do to get rid of the dogs. She would get, this was, in that area, electricity, you know, goes along wires. And they had big poles with cross trees up at the top. And Mommy Bear said, I'm going to get my baby bears up to the top of those telephone poles. And then the dogs can't reach them. See, pretty smart. So up they are on the top of the telephone pole. And that's right, the dogs can't reach them. But then the poor baby bears, they got so frightened because they thought, Mommy's running away and leaving us up there, and two ferocious dogs are down there barking at us, so we're going to come down the pole. And as they came down the pole, what do you think happened?
What do you think happened?
That's right, the doggies went nipping at the little bears. They nipped at their little bottoms, and that was not fun.
Yeah.
So just like that. So the little bears went climbing back up to the top of the pole. Well, meanwhile, Mommy Bear could run off to the dump and eat all the food that she wanted. And she had figured out to use the dogs as babysitters. Have you ever had a babysitter that was a dog? Yeah. Okay, so there's the dogs at the bottom and the baby bears up at the top. And anytime they would like to come down, the dogs would go ruff, 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 and they'd go right up. So Mommy Bear knew the dogs were babysitting the babies, and she could eat all the food that she wanted, and it worked very, very well. And when her tummy was all full of good food, then she went up to the dogs and she said, "You're fired. Go away. We don't need you anymore." Off the dogs would go, and the babies could come down the pole again. And then they were going to be able to eat lots of food because their mommy had had a lot of food. And the three bears went off into the woods, safe and sound and free from all those mean old dogs. And there they are,
With their mommies.
with their mommies, safe and sound. The dogs didn't get them. The dogs just kept them up the pole while the mommy could eat. And so that was a very, yeah, so that was a very smart mother. She knew how to eat, and she knew how to keep her babies out of the way with a dog babysitter until she was all full. And that, my friends, is a bear story.
Okay, that was Puppy Dog Tales. See you next time, kids. Okay? Goodbye.